2020 is the 120th anniversary of the University of Birmingham, and the 25th of May is its birthday. It's the date on which, in 1900, Queen Victoria gave royal assent to the Birmingham University Act. When the university's Court of Governors met for the first time 6 days later, the Times wrote that it welcomed the university as an institution which presents some points of difference from any university hitherto existing on English soil, an experiment of the very highest interest to the future of university organisation in this country. So the University of Birmingham was going to be different. Its champion and founder, the former Lord Mayor of Birmingham and the Cabinet Minister Joseph Chamberlain, said it would be redolent of the soil and inspired by the associations in which it exists. Starting with the existing colleges in Birmingham, he raised the equivalent of about £30 million today from single pound or £2 donations from members of the Birmingham public, from the takings of the Birmingham Empire at special performances, all the way up to large benefactions from local magnates and supporters from abroad like Andrew Carnegie. The University of Birmingham was going to be different in three ways. It was going to be a civic university, it was going to be an ambitious university, and it was going to be a global university. Being a civic university meant drawing upon and serving the community outside the university. The first chairs of the university were endowed by local supporters, and the professors who filled them were practitioners in their field. Sir Edward Elgar, the renowned composer, for example, was procured as the first professor of music with the support of a local manufacturing chemist. The curriculum of the university similarly reflected the commitment to engage with local employers and to prepare people for work. The university was the first one to incorporate a medical school. It taught dentistry. It was the first university to have a school of commerce. It split engineering into its mechanical and chemical and electrical and later oil branches. It had a school of mining with its own model mine, whose first professor went off to be the first inspector of mines for the British government. And perhaps most controversially, it had a school of brewing and malting paid for by the Birmingham and Midlands Wholesale Brewers Association, which ran its own distillery. This tradition has continued since with the support of the Lucas electrical component manufacturers of the Lucas Institute, and today we have the West Midlands Ready Institute, which has generated £11 million for sustainable, inclusive employment projects in the West Midlands since 2015. We have had large philanthropic contributions to the expansion of the university's facilities, including the Bifor Environmental Research Institute, the Bramhall Performance Space, the Alan Walters Business School, and the Cadbury Research Library. The university also continues its tradition of recruiting and supporting students from the West Midlands. Initially, of course, that was its natural recruitment base, but today, recruiting from all around the world, it nonetheless pioneered a project to encourage applications and access to the university from able students from the West Midlands, from the least represented backgrounds in higher education. The new university chose a new motto, per ardua ad alta. This meant that the university was keen to stress it was not just about work. The work was for a purpose, the purpose of reaching the heights. The university wants to show its ambition. It did this first with the stunning campus development at Bournebrook, the Edgbaston campus we now know today. But it continued in the development of its curriculum to see that the work that was being done in a context of a rounded, liberal university environment. Charles Grant Robertson, the man who established the law department, for example, said, "We're not training scriveners. we are making lawyers. The university's alumni are in some ways testament to the ambition with which it carried on its work. It's produced award-winning directors and actors. It's produced prime ministers and generals and national representatives in sports, ranging from athletics to rugby to football to cricket. And interestingly, key members of the gold medal winning teams at the last Olympics in hockey and cycling. It's that ambition and the facilities which the university develops in order to make it possible to be fulfilled that won the university the Sunday Times University of the Year award and continues to keep it in comfortably in the top 20 of any national league table you care to look at, and the top 100 of any around the world. From its foundation, the University of Birmingham has had a global dimension. Although it reached deeper into West Midlands society in its engagement than in any other university, it also reached more broadly across the globe to enrich its life. A student who was at the university in 1915 had come from Warwick and was encouraging her former schoolmates to join the university, wrote that a feature which strikes one at once at the university is the cosmopolitan character of the students. They are men and women of all nationalities, brothers and sisters in learning from all parts of the world, of all ages and degree. Today, Birmingham has 5,000 international students from 150 different countries, and it sends 500 of its own students on study abroad programs to 270 other destinations in every continent of the world. It has representatives permanently in China, India, the United States, and its own campus in Dubai. One of the key features of the university's history has been its readiness to respond to international crisis and challenge, acting as a hospital in the First World War, developing radar for the defence of the Allies in the Second World War, and, of course, taking part in the response to our current public health crisis. Even a man with the imagination of Joseph Chamberlain couldn't possibly have foreseen the changes that have taken place in the university and in the world around it in the 120 years since its birthday. He started with an institution of fewer than 1,000 students. Birmingham, with over 35,000, is now one of the largest in the country. However, the characteristics that he and the other founders gave the university at the time of its birth have stayed with it and make it unique today. One of Chamberlain's successors as Lord Mayor of Birmingham wrote recently that he could imagine Chamberlain enjoying listening to how his baby had grown to take its place in the Premier League of universities. It's been 120 years of dramatic change. It's been a period of fantastic achievement for the university. Let's say a happy birthday to the University of Birmingham, but let's say many, many happy returns. If you want to know more about the University of Birmingham's history, look at its website, and if you'd like to contribute to the writing of its history, which I'm undertaking at the moment, please email me at the university. I'll be delighted to hear from you, and I'll be delighted to tell you more about the university as the project proceeds.